We were having this discussion last time about when you were on the set of Get Rich or Die Trying, and the director was, you guys were having it out, and he was trying to get you to play a more animated, you know, paraplegic guy or whatever, and you were not having it. I mean, but when you're on stage, when you're on the 21 Seconds video, you're a performer. You're bringing it. You're entertaining. So it's always surprising to me that you just didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to do the same thing as an actor," but you took it to a different level.
Well, I've always wanted it to look real.
Okay, but you were on the stage when you were 6 years old, so you know, does that have anything to do with it? But on the stage, you're supposed to go big too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been taught on stage, like you want to that person at the back of the room needs to hear you and see you. You know, just like the person at the front in the front. So there's always a level that you kind of, I've got to up it. And even when we're filming, like, you know, what I'm saying, I'm more experienced now, so I understand. When we're in the wide, I've got to perform a bit more than I would in the close. I know my shots, I know when I'm doing what, with experience. But my style is always to, I've always been one of those people that have cringed watching other things and they're too over the top. And I feel like this genre in particular has a lot of that.
Okay. Crime, reality,
yeah, like crime,
drama.
reality, drama, hood movies, you know, that sort of thing. Always had a lot of, what are you saying, blood? And all of this stuff. And I'm like, and sometimes it is exhausting. Like I've gone to cinema and watched films and I feel like, I don't feel like I've been given a story. I feel like I'm just exhausted.
Is it insulting as well?
It can be insulting, but even though, because you know what, majority of the time it's not. I mean, if it's, you know, parodies, if it's comes from a place where, you know, people shouldn't have really been telling that story anyway, maybe, I don't know. But majority of the time, I'm just like, it's actually people from that world don't know how they look. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or maybe they've watched bad representations of themselves too much to the point that that's what they kind of go for.
Well, art becomes reality and vice versa.
Well, there you go.
Right?
Yeah. So I think like, yeah, there's just kind of, I've always been one of those people that are kind of like, all right, I've realized now there's a level. So if I put something on the screen at a certain level, it will look like that when it comes out. It doesn't look exactly the same. So it's like the wind when you're playing golf. You have to measure it. You have to know who you're in the room with. Well, I can act with Kane a certain way on screen, but I can't act the same with one of the other actors if I'm working with them, because they might not be meeting me where I need them to, or I might not be meeting them or whatever. So you have to find you know, you're always constantly balancing to make it kind of have one sort of level throughout. But yeah, I hate being over the top, and you know, there's a lot of directors that won't work with me because of that. But I never get, I don't think I'll get an American job with a tape. I think I'm always gonna have to meet like the director or the producer or whatever. We're always gonna have a situation where we sit down and they can actually film me in person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or they could watch Top Boy and then get it.
Maybe.
Hopefully get it, maybe.
It never works like that.
No, it doesn't, okay.
No.
What is that? Clint Eastwood had that famous expression where he used to tell people, he said, don't just do something, stand there. That's what he said was his mantra when he did the spaghetti westerns. Because if you look at him when he's the spaghetti western guy and the good, the bad, and the ugly, literally sometimes he is just standing there. He's not trying to do something. He's not trying to look tough. He's not. Sometimes he's literally just standing there, and yet it's the perfect thing. You're like, what the hell's, what's going on with this guy? You feel something, you know, it's those subtleties that makes it beautiful and timeless, you know? Whereas if he had tried to overact, it would have been over the top.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.